Podcast, man. Sitting here with a special guest today. You know what I mean? Young Destiny Roberts, Desi Raw. You know what I mean? Out of St. Paul. You know what I mean? St. Peasy. So yeah, we're gonna get right into it. I know you done like 1,000 interviews. You know I mean, people typically know your main real story. So we're gonna get into like another side of things. I know you from St. Paul, right? You from the Twin Cities, so. Yes, sir. Minnesota just had like possibly one of its biggest weeks. You know what I mean? As far as shit, law enforcement. I don't know. This might have been the biggest day ever in Minnesota the other day, right? Yeah. And I'm talking about the George Floyd trial, the verdict, I shall say. What was your reaction to that and seeing that? How'd you feel about that? Like, what was your feelings before type shit, and like, what was your feelings kind of after? If you could, give a detail, something about that.
Yeah. I mean, I feel like most of us black people have been in the same boat for a long time. And with this trial specifically, it obviously touched home because it was literally in our backyard. But this was a long anticipated thing because, I mean, everything, the proof has been out there since damn near the same week that it actually happened. Right. And it was just a little bit confusing at first because, like, shit is right in our face. Like, what are we waiting for? Like, it took a whole year to get to this point. And it's been a year full of just, I want to say anxiety, just wondering what's going to happen, how's it going to play out. And when the verdict was finally called, shit just hit. Like, we won. We took a win. And like, something worked out for us, for real. And that's like what I kind of felt too. Like, when I was surprised first off that he got guilty was of all three. Yeah.
I thought like they was gonna like give his ass like 2, and then like one of them he wasn't gonna get found guilty on. So I was just mainly surprised about that. And it was crazy because like you just described your reaction, and like mine was kind of just more like, damn, we did kind of get a little W. It's a small victory, I know, but if you gotta accept them. You know what I mean, for what they are. It was some justice. That's what that's what they protest for, right? Mm-hmm. So that's why I feel like, you got to kind of accept it. And I say that to say I saw a lot of you bitch ass niggas trying to hate on niggas and not trying to accept it. Y'all got to fucking relax. That's whack. Y'all can't tell niggas not to be happy that this nigga went to jail. What the fuck is wrong with y'all? So I just want to say to y'all got to fucking relax. So yeah, we're going to move on from that. And it's kind of fucked up. The next day after that, well, not even the next day, the same day while that happened, you hear about the situation in Ohio. Mm-hmm. And, I ain't trying to just turn this to a whole episode about, the crazy trauma we deal with on a normal basis, but I feel like we kind of have to just because it happened the same day. Yeah, did you hear too much about that?
I didn't see it. I saw some posting about it. Like, I saw her name, and I didn't know what was going on, so I actually, like, copied and pasted it. And that's how I found out. And I'm like, wow.
It was the same, and that's what fucked me up because I'm not even gonna get into the specifics of the case because it don't really matter to me. What matter is the same shit just happened right after this. That's what matters. Like, and that's just like, I kind of look at the media and I'd be like, yo, is they fucking with us? Like on some, is this like manipulate? Like what's going on?
Everything you're assuming and thinking it is that exactly what it is. I think they're playing off of our emotions. Yeah. And they know how to get to us because we're really, I mean, things keep happening. The way our images on TV and how they view us and like the things that keep happening, it's a cycle of things. And eventually, as black people, you can become numb to it. Right. But then again, it's like the only reason why you become numb to it is because it's the same story you're seeing over and over with our people. And it's crazy to really think about. If you look at stats, there's white people being killed by cops as well, but we're not seeing that on TV. We're seeing us being killed because it's an emotional. Yep, it's a reaction. They wanna. It brings them money. It brings them ratings. It brings them all this shit. Yep. And that's funny that you say that. A lot of people don't know that. They also probably don't know that it's more white people on welfare. That's a fact. So it's like, you know what I mean? The media plays this weird game with the weak-minded. Yeah. You know what I mean? From both sides. It's a weak-minded on whatever side you on. You know what I mean? And to be honest, fuck the side. It got to be a good versus evil side. Fuck all that black and white shit. Right good versus wrong. Yeah, it's like good evil. You know what I mean? Because I don't deal with no bitch assness. I know bitch ass white people. I know bitch ass black people. I know bitch ass Hispanics. I know bitch ass people. You could be a bitch ass person. You know what I mean? You could be a bitch ass human. I'm gonna say bitch ass human. I don't want y'all to get mad and cry, but
moving on from that. Moving on from that. Let's talk about you a little bit and your music you make and shit. So like, has like the way you make music and what you make music, is it like a message in it, or like is it like, does it change as you go? Like, how does that really work for you? I know some people they only rap about one thing, they're one dimensional, and I know you listen to like 8 of your songs. If you pick a certain 8, you'll be like, you would think it's not the same person on each one. So that's why I wanted to ask you that.
Yeah, so that's a good question. I think it's a mix of both for sure. What really inspires my writing is, one, I can use music as a platform to spread messages that will click with people because people listen to music,
right?
Versus writing a blog or like trying to write out how I'm feeling in the world. So music is definitely a good way for me to use a platform to like spread messages that I want to spread intentionally. And with me, I like to rap about or talk about my life, and like I talk a lot about God in my music and how I get through things with a positive mindset. And like shit gets real, but like I still find a way to maneuver in the best light that I can.
Right.
And I try to put those kind of things in my music. And just something different. Like a lot of niggas talking about bullshit on their songs. We can go through the whole cycle of a niggas talk about bitches, hoes, money, pussy, all that, you know, they demand all that stuff.
And then they be lying on top of that. Like you gonna and then you lying. Yeah, nigga, like, you owe me money, nigga. You. Literally.
And so like
the nigga be watching this shit. He know who he is.
Right. But no, I like to me, my music is just a breath of fresh air from just the norm of what's out, and like what I'm about, I try to really put in my music.
So it sounds like, what I was gonna ask you next is, you know, how like you being, I don't know, you probably have another question for that too, but it seems kind of like it's kind of like therapeutic. It's like therapy for you. So it's like, I was gonna ask you how you deal with like trauma being a black woman in America and the shit you got to deal with being black and then being a woman also, because y'all deal with a lot of crazy shit. Yeah. You know what I mean? So is music somewhat like an outlet for that, or do you handle those completely differently?
No, that's definitely an outlet for that. For example, like my third project I put out is called Just a Reminder, and it's only on SoundCloud, but that entire project was dedicated to black women specifically, but all black people. And with that album, I literally tried to create each song to serve as a reminder to know your worth and to know who you are in different ways. So I have a song called Glow that was made for black women, about just shining your light, and this road will tell you you're not beautiful, will tell you all these things about yourself, but you have to know yourself to the core and like completely disregard what anyone else has to say when you know who you are. And so like things like that, I'm very intentional with my music and being just a powerful, strong black woman in general, and not trying to be like sexual, right? And really try to have substance and like
make motherfuckers fall in love with your mind first, exactly. Type shit, right? And
that shit can come later, but like what's important is what we're doing like out in the public and shit.
So you think that's probably like a lot of people, a lot of women's struggles or downfall, you would say?
Yeah, I think so. I think they, I mean, it all plays with media too, and what we're being told what's beautiful or what we should do.
Yeah, the fucking narrative.
It's a whole narrative that a lot of us fall into because we don't know any better. When you don't have a foundation that you're raised on, you don't have a base, so you're kind of looking around, and media can become your foundation if you allow it to. And so, yeah, I try to be intentional with my music and what I put in messages, and try to remind people, like, you're an individual, you know, and think like that.
Yeah.
And embrace that.
When the phone's down, life, you know what I mean? That's when it really, you know, pops off,
exactly.
Type shit.
And I don't know. I mean, sex sells, and that's always going to sell. Like, that's the world we're in.
I'll be honest, that we might have to, like, I know that was like a popping thing, like, back in the day, but, like, does sex really sell? Like,
hell yeah. It really do.
That's what I was gonna say. Like, it's real cheap. Like, I hear what you like. It always will be there, but it's like, damn, man. Like,
I mean, hopefully niggas is getting tired of it now.
Yeah,
and
maybe.
Hopefully it's becoming a thing that's starting to be like, all right, what's more? Like,
actually, you would think.
Yeah,
that,
facts.
Typical, I'm not even talking from like, I'm talking about typical people,
not like the high up, just not.
You know, like just generally speaking.
No, you're right. Facts.
Sales, like
You have to. That's why the girls in the bottle service. That's why they be wearing how they dress and shit. You know what I mean? Like they dress like strippers. You know what I mean? That's why I be confused. Like you serving you a waitress or you a stripper? Like you can't get mad at me for asking. You know what I mean? And then those same people get mad at you if you ask them if they have a OnlyFans. Yeah. Like. Me personally, I feel like you wrong for getting mad at me for asking. Like,
and I want to say too, I might get shit for this. I might not. I really don't care. But I just want to say, as a woman, like, it is okay to not be out here sexually trying to put yourself out there. And I get it. We're in a time where it's like people should respect you regardless. But at the end of the day, for me as a woman, like, my body is a temple, and like I really respect my temple in every way, and that may look different to you, but to me, like, there's certain things that I could never see myself doing. Not to knock anyone, but personally, I have my own morals that I stand on, and you will never see me out here like that.
Right, facts though, yeah. And that's just I hear you on that, because like that kind of reminds me of this thing. I've been like I be writing on the low and shit. And it's like this thing I called.
You got a whole R&B album.
So something like that. You know what I mean? Something like that. It's gonna motivate the world. I call it the Save the World album. You know what I mean? Anyway, man, this thing it's called the Internet River, and you know what I mean? It's kind of like what you said. It's like people go off what everybody else think is cool. Like I look at niggas that was wearing Jordans last year, and now they wearing Balenciaga shoes because they dickhead favorite rapper said it was fly. You know what I mean? And it's just like I see niggas. I know these niggas. I know these niggas used to be Swisher diehard fans. Now they refuse to even smoke one. They act like you pull a Swisher out. Them niggas act like you just said you was hooping with Magic Johnson or some shit. Like they look at you crazy, and it's just like you said. It's like, damn, that's the narrative. It's so easily painted. Like. So, yeah, I just want to say, y'all got to be better than that. The internet's not real. We know you in real life, man. Whoever you tell your business to is going to get around. We all going to know. We're not proud of you. We love you, though. So just be you, though. You know? Like, I be seeing dudes go out of town and, like, to me, it's just funny. Like, this is a side note. It's just something I'm just ranting now. Like, why do niggas go out of town and they rent cars and then they be like, I made it? The caption, they post a picture, I made it. Like, you made what? Yeah, where'd you made it, nigga?
Right, to Hertz.
Wait, what you do? What you make? So, you know, that's just kind of, you know, Internet River. We'll talk about that later on in another episode. We'll get into all that. I have a lot to say about that, you know what I mean? But
that's the world we're in right now.
Going back on that, since COVID and everything's been happening, I know recently you made a leap of faith, you know. Can we get into that a little bit?
Yeah.
You get into that? Recently you made a leap of faith, man.
I did.
You know, I'm gonna give y'all a little backstory too, man. You know, we couldn't do the episode right until it was right, and then it got right.
Yep. Timing is everything.
Yeah. So, what motivated you to like say? Because I know you went back and forth contemplating it. You know what I mean? What was the right time for you to be like, you know what, this is the right risk to make, and you just go full off and be a full artist, like a full-time artist?
Yeah. So that was definitely I was just stuck in this pickle, like, of having a safety net and just really doing it and putting myself out there. And so I've been wanting to do it for a very long time. And mind you, this job I just left was my first full-time job ever. And I did it for 2 years, almost 2 years. And with COVID, I had to make a decision to pretty much stay or leave because they were pretty much forcing us to come back in, and I wasn't comfortable to do that, so we had to sign a contract.
Like go back into the school?
Literally go back. The contract said you either come in and work full time, or get a doctor's note saying you can work from home, or take an unpaid leave of absence. Those were the three options. So I chose option number 3 because I'm not ever doing nothing I'm not comfortable doing.
Right.
So I'm like, all right, well, fuck, I'll just figure this shit out. And that was a big moment for me because I've been wanting to do this for a long time, and the position I was in kind of pushed me back to a corner to make a decision. Like, it's now or later, but later might not come. So it's like, it's now or never at this point in my eyes at that time. And then I ended up having I was praying on it a lot and just meditating on it, and then I had a revelation the day I made my decision. Actually, I turned in my contract like 2 days later than I was supposed to. I turned in late, but I had a revelation. I posted it on my social media too that I always heard the scripture, faith without works is dead, but then it popped in my head in reverse, and God was like, faith without work is dead, but work without faith is dead too.
Right.
And so I've been doing all this work. I've been busting and grinding and like doing what I have to do to be a full-time artist. I do video, photography, like editing and all that kind of stuff. And so that made me realize like the work's already being done, but like where's my faith? Like that I can do this and that God's going to take care of my needs. And so like in that moment when I had that revelation, I was like, I'm doing it. I need to have faith and just.
You just said fuck it.
Fuck it. I'm going all in.
And that's it.
For real. So yeah, since March 15th, 2021, I've been.
But like, I don't want some people to get confused. You definitely planned out. Like you had planned.
Oh yeah.
Like I don't want these dickheads. There's dickheads that watch this and you know what I mean. They don't have shit going there. But you know what? Oh, yeah. I'm just gonna stop just working at this job and I'm just gonna. You know what I mean? Like.
Yeah, don't do that.
Yeah, don't do that.
It gotta make sense. Make it make sense for your life. It has to make sense. Never do nothing that doesn't make sense. It just has to be practical and make sense.
Facts.
Although leap of faith is can be impractical, the way I went about it, it was practical because it made sense. And that's in my case. If it doesn't make sense in your case, don't just do it.
Right.
Unless you have a plan and like you're putting that plan into action and don't just do it.
Don't treat it like a Don't treat it like a PPP loan, dumb niggas. Niggas idiots. Yeah, let's talk about the PPP loan since we on that subject. I feel like we should talk about that. How do you feel about the PPP loan? Me personally, I feel like if you really don't have a legit business, if you really like, don't get me wrong, some people doing it right. I know people that's doing it right, but I know people that don't even have businesses that's doing it. So I look at it like, God bless. Like I really hope y'all got some type of plan. You know what I mean? But
here's what my advice to anybody would be: don't think for the moment, think for the future. Don't do no stuff right now that makes sense for right now, but it don't make sense. Like don't set yourself up for failure.
It's like 20 niggas in St. Paul with hoodies now. They all selling hoodies now. Shout out to all you niggas. I'm definitely about to buy like all the hoodies at least for one. I need a souvenir, man, you know, because y'all did y'all thing. Man, shout out to all you niggas with the PPP loans, though, like we were saying. But pray for y'all, man. I really hope y'all do something with the money, though. You know what I mean? Like, if you somehow, you know what I mean, double back, God bless you. But, you know, I'm not even going to dwell on it. Y'all niggas dumb. I'm not even going to dwell on y'all niggas dumb. I saw a nigga say, if you didn't do the PPP loan, I'm going to just say it, you're dumb. And I said, nigga, I was thinking the total opposite. Like, nigga, like, word? I thought you was an idiot. Word.
Until next year when the taxes come through and they're like, oh, yeah.
Yeah. Fuck.
Can I just pay back what I used?
Something like that. Facts. But yeah, let's kind of go back touching because I know what RIP. I know his funeral's today. Dante Rights. Yeah. RIP. You know what I mean? Young man did not deserve to die. That shit's foul. Like he didn't deserve to die. Like, and that's all you racist people. I ain't gonna say white people. All you racist people that he should have complied. No. You did not deserve to die. Y'all motherfuckers gotta relax. We see y'all do all types of crazy shit with y'all dogs and y'all cousins, and we allow this. You know what I mean? So fuck that.
Not compliance, not equal dying.
Yeah, for real at all. So just touching back on that, how do you think that's gonna go for the city, seeing that we just kind of got over George Floyd shit this week?
I just really hope the process is a lot faster than George Floyd's process.
I think she gonna take a plea deal. She can't legitimately think that she gonna go to court and win. Yeah. Off that, I thought it was that's not going. And now if she goes to court and she beats that, nah.
I mean, they don't want these problems.
They don't want that at all. Yeah, we was talking about the Dante Rights death. You know, the city just kind of healing over the whole George Floyd incident. How you think this is gonna go with the Dante Rights shit?
You know, I really don't know how it's gonna go, but I really just pray that justice will be served in the right way and in a speedy manner. And it's unfortunate. It's that this is our reality.
Right. Like literally, like it's our reality. And that's another fucking thing I wanted to talk about. I hate, why the fuck do they keep on making slave type movies and this type of vibes? Like, we don't want to see that.
They want to keep us in this certain mindset of our people, and I mean, they act like our history started in slavery. We were kings and queens,
right?
Like hundreds of years before slavery was even happened, and like they're really trying to continue to create this narrative of us for our own people, so that we don't ever be in a position to feel like we're empowered.
Yeah.
So if we always are seeing ourselves as slaves and seeing ourselves,
it's like a reminder.
Yeah, it's a reminder of who they want us to be and remain.
That's how I feel like Martin Luther King Day is. I feel like it's a reminder.
Yep.
We killed this nigga this day. That's how I really think. Why is there a day like that? His birthday should be his day then, right? Yeah. Why is this his birthday should be that day he got killed?
They always want to talk about Martin Luther King Day, what he did, and how he was this heroic person, yet the government is what took him out. They literally made the same day. Short.
That's crazy. That's crazy.
His hero, when we celebrate the day, don't we celebrate the day he was assassinated? Or
yeah.
Oh wow.
I don't get that shit. That's like some street shit almost.
That is crazy.
That's like some street shit. That's some shit that street niggas do. I know. Them niggas always buy a bottle on something. Yeah. That shit's crazy to me. So yeah, that's it. Yeah, because I was watching this show the other day, and it's fucked up me. You know what I mean? I want to be a film director one day. You know what I mean? I know how to write. I have an eye for shit. You know what I mean? Anyway, I'm watching this show called Them. And that shit on Amazon. Have y'all heard of that shit?
I've heard of it.
Them, you watched it?
I don't know if I watched it.
I don't think I watched it.
You probably wouldn't like watch that shit though. You probably.
On Amazon?
Yeah, it's OC.
Okay, I got Prime. I got that.
It's OC, but once I start something, I gotta finish it type shit. So I finished it, and I'm just like, yo, I said all that to say y'all bogus. It was a white person that made that show. Y'all can't be making money off black misery, man.
Yeah.
Tyler Perry's the only one that could do that. Okay, he's the only one. I'm getting tired of his movies also. But it's like we got to stop making these slave movies. Like that's like you said, it keeps us down, it keeps us in the mindset. Mm-hmm. Some people can't handle it. Mm-hmm. That's just what it is. Some people will watch that shit and they'll go.
I'm cracking up. That's funny as hell.
But nah.
You should. My nephew, he has a podcast for anime. It's called the Big
For real?
Eyes Podcast.
For real?
Yeah, I'm gonna send you guys a link to.
Man, y'all want to watch? It's video or audio?
It's all audio.
I want to listen to that shit. Shout out to Naeem. What's the name of the podcast?
The Big Eyes Podcast.
The Big Eyes Podcast. We definitely gonna look into that.
Shout out to Jamal.
Shout out.
On his team.
All right. We was getting back on a lighter note. Not even a lighter note, a darker note. I got a new segment on the show I made up, you know what I mean, recently, and we gotta present it. It's called Played Yourself, man. You played yourself, man. And played yourself is basically, I'm talking about an incident involving a person. It could be whatever. It could be a situation. It could be regardless. It could be, your mom she could play herself. You know what I mean? Everybody can get this. So I just want that to be known. The first one, Royce, man. I don't even know can I say nigga's last name? Can I? Yeah, I was going to say, you can't say nigga's last name. Yeah, I ain't got to say that, right? Yeah. I said enough, right? You, mister.
I'm crying.
My nigga, you played yourself, B. He said a black 18-year-old black girls that identify as whatever cannot lead a revolution. First off, I don't know what the fuck he mean by that. Like, is he coming at all women or he just targeting 18-year-olds? Because that's just odd to me. I ain't get that. I was like, okay, nigga, like, what's he talking about? I'm confused. Like, secondly, upon him doing that, he got mad backlash, you know what I mean, from a whole bunch of accusers, man. Apparently, he's a rapist, you know what I mean? I don't know what you doing, B, but still in that box ain't it, you know what I mean? That's not a basketball, son. You don't do that. So a lot of girls came out really talking about that. Now there's a whole bunch of allegations about him being, abusing women for years, using his his athletic statue, whatever you want to call it, whatever the case is. And he basically brought up a lot of things. I didn't know he was involved with the 10K Foundation. That's the name of it. He leads it. And what the?
He's the face of it.
What is that exactly? Yeah. What is that exactly?
Basically, so it's hard because they do a lot of different things. They're a media company. inside of them.
But
overall, they're like street justice. So they plan protests.
They plan protests.
Yes, basically. That's what they're like.
So what they do when it's like not niggas getting killed?
I like planning. I don't.
Jesus Christ. So
he.
No. You might be right. Because I saw something about that. Were they responsible for putting the people on led the people on the bridge when the truck came?
Yes.
Okay.
I was actually there right before that.
That's crazy. So he's the leader of all that, and I don't know how. So like, do you know like what does this group consist of, or like what is a group actually?
Like people.
Yeah, like what's their main goal?
Their main goal is to just get out the injustices that are done.
The injustice.
But mainly in Minnesota.
Ain't that?
They started from George Floyd, and I kind of like tried to ask some questions about like, okay, you know, a lot of black people died, right?
Right.
So are you following each one, or like just in Minnesota, or like what are you doing?
Right.
And they're just like whatever we find fit.
So they're being selective.
A little bit, but they were really hard for George Floyd, and they planned like a bunch of events around it. And I think I don't think there were any proceeds or anything. It was just a bunch of people. Like one of the events was basketball, another was a pop-up clothing like shop or whatever. Like another.
Seems like they everywhere with some shit, huh?
Yeah, like it depends on how you look at it, type deal. But
so
the way they're going on about it.
We explained all that to say the nigga that runs that shit is a rapist allegedly, and he's been accused by multiple women. We don't know if they're true, but it's a lot of women. Damn, they say he got more.
It is a lot.
They said.
Or a lot of messages.
Yeah, they said it's more massages than Deshaun Watson ever got in his whole career. So I don't know what's going on, but I just want to tell you, bro, you played yourself. You made it. I see you a UFC fighter now. Nobody cares.
Put a quarter in your ass because you just played yourself.
Don DeMarco. Oh, shit, hell yeah. Oh, shit. Yeah, man. But yeah, man, I ain't gonna sit there and like, carry on too much about dude, but I just gotta say, you sound crazy, my guy. I ain't gonna say you my guy. I don't know you, my nigga. I don't know you, my nigga. I don't want to give up. I don't know you, my nigga. I never met you. I don't know you. I seen what you were saying, and I seen a lot of shit that was going on. And I gotta say that was not fly pimping. That was not fly Marty McFly. And you played yourself. Don't make it again, because it will be worse. All right, man. All right. Since we got off that subject, man, let's we can kind of wrap it up here too at that. So yeah, in closing, you know what I mean? What you got going on? You know what I mean? I know you do a lot of different things. I know you rap, you sing, you fucking you're like a photographer, you're an engineer, you sell merch, you design merch, you sold, what, goddamn.